Update 1 on Hurricane Odile, which is currently located in the eastern Pacific with winds of 85 miles per hour and a pressure of 977 millibars. Its position is now 16.6 degrees north, 106.0 west. At 8 PM UTC on September 13th, the storm is expected to move towards the northwest, where it's likely to become a Category 2 hurricane, and then gradual weakening expected from its peak in around 24 or 36 hours. The storm could graze the western coast of the Baja California Peninsula, weakening along the way before dissipating perhaps 6 or 7 days from now out in the open eastern Pacific, but that's for a later date to talk about. At the moment, the immediate threat is the western coast of Mexico and the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Tropical storm watches from Manzanillo to Cabo Corrientes and from La Paz to Santa Fe. So that's the current situation there with tropical storm watches, though no hurricane watches or warnings have come into effect yet, or indeed tropical storm warnings. Of course, the former Manzanillo to Cabo Corrientes will probably see perhaps a few bit of gusty winds maybe, but no real full force tropical storm conditions are expected. Unless it jogs towards the northeast, of course. Sea surface temperatures remaining fairly warm, 28 to 30 degrees Celsius on the cards for the next day or two, before they drop gradually as the storm moves towards the northwest, dropping below the 26 threshold in around 2 days' time or a bit more. Wind shear is low to moderate, and that should remain so for much of its passage, to be honest. It's not increasing right now. And looking at the water vapor imagery, you can see Odile and 16E towards its immediate west, and a big mass of dry air to the northwest of that the storm will have to contend with. But these are the computer models. This was just before it was upgraded to a hurricane. It's intensified a bit more since then, and it could intensify to a Category 2 storm, perhaps towards the high-end Cat 2, if it really gets a shake on with intensifying now. The storm's expected to move, of course, towards the northwest. The models split ever so slightly near the end of that 5-day track, but most likely it won't make any landfall. Looking at wind shear, as I say, very low, 10 knots of shear or lower is the signals here from the models, and even if it's a bit higher than that, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Sea surface temperatures, as said, will begin to fall gradually, dropping below the 26 degree threshold at latest by the 17th of September. And looking at the relative humidity chart, that's gradually on the decline as well, beginning tomorrow, or 24 hours from now. But strengthening is certainly possible in the next few hours. Looking at the latest track forecast according to this graphic, over the next few days, you can see how the storm's expected to move towards the northwest, affecting the Mexican area, in particular the Baja California Peninsula, not so much the mainland of Mexico by the looks of things, but the area around La Paz southwards should be vigilant for tropical storm and perhaps the isolated areas of hurricane conditions as well. Latest satellite imagery, you can see the appearance of an eye beginning now in the past few frames. That's around an hour or two since the eye began to come out. Less obvious on the infrared imagery, as you can see here, but you can just about make it out, and that will probably become more well defined in the coming hours overnight. Of course, the gradual movement is towards the northwest, a fairly slow movement at the moment, but that may increase in speed as it heads towards the northwest. The central core of the storm, most of the intense thunderstorm activity is towards the south side, but the isolated spiral band is heading into the Mexican coastline now, producing thunderstorms, heavy rain, which could of course lead to flash flooding and mudslides. As of September 13th, at 8 PM UTC, this is the current situation. Tropical Depression 16E, Odile, Invest 92L and 93L in the Atlantic. Tropical